Okay, I'm frozen again. That's great. Okay. I'm not frozen anymore. Okay. Hi, my name is Cheyenne. This is my advocacy project about how we as educators can incorporate play into virtual learning. My goal for this presentation was to actually present my project at my brother's school, which was my inspiration for this advocacy project. However, they never got back to me, so I would then use this project as a way to influence or inform my fellow co-workers in any school district I work in case we do have to have online school again, how we can incorporate that play instead of just doing worksheets. So during the spring semester of 2020, I was home for the semester along with my three younger brothers. My youngest brother Oliver was 5 at the time, and he was enjoying his kindergarten year. All of a sudden, the school shut down abruptly due to COVID-19, and his teacher did the best she could given the small amount of time. This resulted in her providing numerous worksheets for all of her students to complete to supplement that hands-on learning they were missing out on. However, Oliver was not a fan. It was a struggle to even get him to look at these worksheets, let alone do them. Only when I started to make the worksheets into a game for him to do, did he want to try to do them. And that led me to begin thinking, how can we better prepare and inform educators about how to avoid overloading students with these worksheets if we need to continue virtual learning? As we all know, we have to use developmentally appropriate practices when we are teaching our students. In person, we know that play is the most developmentally appropriate approach. So why does this need to change in the virtual setting? So we choose an option. Do we do worksheets or do we do play? There are benefits to both. For benefits of worksheets, it allows students to practice these skills independently. It works on their fine motor, it works on their cognitive development, and it works on the content areas. They are also useful for assessment, so it's easy to see what the students do or do not understand and comprehend. However, they are not engaging, and students are passive learners while completing these worksheets. However, on the other side, play has all of these benefits. Play is engaging. It works on all areas of development at the same time. So there's social, emotional, physical, communicative, cognitive, the list goes on. It develops students' creativity, it develops their critical thinking skills. It's useful for assessment because you see the child as a whole. You see that in an informal setting, which shows an authentic response to what the student is doing. And students are active learners while completing their play. So how can we incorporate play into that virtual learning? By using activities. I came up with a few ideas, and obviously there are so many more, so I'll share 3 of them with you right now. The first one I came up with was a scavenger hunt / I Spy type of activity, where you have your students find objects around their home that match what you are describing. For example, if you're working on colors during that time, you can be like, I want everybody to find me something that is red. And students can run around their house and they can find like a red pen or a red ball, and they are so excited that they get to show off what is in their house. This activity can also be altered to fit any area of content whatsoever. So if you're doing a science lesson, you can be like, I need everybody to find me a leaf or a stick or a really cool rock, and they are so excited to do this. Another benefit of this activity is that it is not costly at all because the students are using what they have. You don't need to have them buy anything else. You don't need to buy anything else for them. It's super simple, super easy. The second activity I came up with was bingo. So you would create a bingo sheet that's relevant to the material being taught for students to use, and you can either show it on your screen or it can be printed out. And it can also be used with auditory, visual, or physical tasks. So if you're doing a music lesson, you can have students sing their favorite song and they get the spot on the bingo board. It's super engaging for students to participate in, and it's also cost effective. The third one that I thought of was a family activity bag, which is very similar to those family literacy bags I have learned about, in which you take some books and then make some activities and then you send them with the family. And I thought you could use this as a way to do it for any content area. So you can fill the bag with items such as Play-Doh, Wiki sticks, rice, wooden sticks, cotton balls, pipe cleaners, whatever you want. And then you can use these items to help teach lessons, such as like using the Play-Doh for addition or subtraction. And you can get many of these items for fairly cheap. I think this is a really good activity to choose because you can incorporate the families into it. It's engaging for students. What more can you want? So as we can see, play is more engaging. But what if you can't have that play? What if you don't have the budget for these materials? Or what if the student's not in a safe space for them to play? You can incorporate playfulness into your activities. If you're doing a reading assignment or a reading lesson, you can make up nonsense sentences for the students to use, and that makes it more fun. Use brain breaks, share your screen, do some Go Noodle, dance it out, or even just make your own worksheets, because worksheets aren't necessarily bad. They're just bad if they're mass-produced and not differentiated to help all of your students. You also want to make them engaging. You can have students pair up and work on the worksheets by them together. There's so many options you can do instead of just doing those worksheets for 20 minutes and having the students work in silence. I think that play should be incorporated more into both in-person school and definitely into virtual schooling. I think if we have enough time and everybody is informed, we can have that work out for us. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at my email here or ask them right now. And then obviously this presentation was made by SlidesGo. And then these are all of my resources.